Chavez Ravine Dodger Stadium has never looked better. Home of the Dodgers since 1962, and we welcome you to it. It's the Cubs and the Dodgers on Sunday Night Baseball. Javi Baez will lead things off for the first time this season at shortstop. Bryant, Rizzo, and Contreras 2 through 4. David Bote bats fifth at third base against Major League Baseball's ERA leader and a guy whose 9 victories paces the National League. 32-year-old left-hander Hyun-Jin Ryu as frequently as Ryu does. And he makes very quick work of Javi Baez to start the game. So 1 gone for Ryu. That'll bring up Kris Bryant. He picks on the first pitch and bounces it out to third. Justin Turner there this afternoon, and there are 2 quick outs in the first.
Hey, I'm here and I can deal.
Anthony Rizzo fights him off for a base hit.
The Dodgers will win once that number 1 stands up and takes control of the staff.
Back-to-back 2-out singles in the Cubs half of the first as Rizzo advances to the next station. And there's a ground ball playable for Taylor. He'll go the long way, and nothing comes of the 2-out singles. A half inning gone underway in Los Angeles. Kike Hernandez up at the top, just 1 for 8 in the series. Justin Turner, David Freese will follow. Cody Bellinger batting number 4. A big assignment for Jose Quintana, the 30-year-old veteran left-hander in his 8th Major League season. Could use a victory. Kike Hernandez leads things off for the Dodgers in the bottom half of the first, and with the first swing, a drive out to left field. Bryant on the move. It's carrying him all the way to the track for the first out so far this year. Turner with a chopper out to shortstop for Javi Baez, and there are 2 away.
You know, Matty, when it comes to hitting in this ballpark, and I've hit here quite a bit
back in the day, but they've been able to modernize the place, to your point, Alex, to where it is really still one of the crown jewels of the game.
To pull the ball hard.
And there's ball 4 to Bellinger. Buster to continue the Bellinger conversation. The 3-0 home. And Taylor takes ball 4. The 3-1 pitch. And he walks in a run. A single and then 3 straight 2-out walks, and it's 1-0 Los Angeles. Not the start Joe Madden envisioned today. Quintana stepped off for a moment. Back to work now on Martin. And he strikes him out. Could have been a whole lot worse for Jose Quintana. He does yield a run to the second.
Kansas City and St. Louis. He has a lot of ties back there. A lot of good deeds he does with his foundation.
Jason Hayward with a opposite field bolt that's run down by the rookie Kyle Garlick.
Pitcher hitting righty is the exposure to that left elbow. You see he's wearing a pad right there.
Second strikeout of the game for Ryu. A couple of well hit balls, but a 1-2-3 top of the second.
You know, Robert says this is a guy that you want to cheer for. He's a good guy. He's a good defender. He runs well. Young players that they've developed. And it's a combination, Matty, of everything. Oh boy, look at this.
Chopped up the line on a tough play for Rizzo. He gets it to Quintana in time for the out. Quintana trying for a 1-2-3 inning. And he's not going to have it as Hernandez is aboard on a base hit.
1981, 81, 88. And hopefully for them this year.
Turner with the ball out to center field. It's got some run to it. Almora setting up for the catch, however, to retire the side. Going on in baseball for the better part of 20+ years. And Russell succumbs. 3 strikeouts for Ryu. 3 strikeouts for Ryu so far in this one. That's going to be a tough play for Turner. Bare hand throw is not in time to get him. 1 out, 1 on for Kris Bryant. On 1 hop for Taylor. They get the lead man. Relay back to first is in time to turn the double play. Nifty work by Max Muncy at the second base bag.
The fastest runner on this roster.
He wraps that to the right side. And with Quintana covering, there are 2 away.
Combination, and literally Clay saying how many times I've thrown, but on this stage, how much pressure he felt.
Jose Quintana keeps on rolling, having survived that rocky first and still trailing 1-0. Worn upon your right hand. He's a natural right-hander. There's a bouncer to third. So instead of...
As a hitter, I'm glad I'm up here and not down there.
2-2 is beaten on the ground to shortstop. Taylor picks it up and finishes off a 1-2-3 inning on behalf of Hyun-Jin Ryu.
And that solidified the World Championship. And this year, I think the best moves are still ahead.
Swing and a miss makes for 2 out. That's hit hard and past Bodie into left field. Garlick into second. Boy, what we've seen of Kyle Garlick is that he does not get cheated at the plate.
Little cricket, hockey, something.
Line to third. Bodie eats it up to retire the side and leave a runner left stranded. And he's fun to watch on both sides of the scorecard.
Yeah, that's a great picture there. That was actually from Cole's high school graduation just a few weeks ago. Guys, that was the first day Dave Roberts missed in professional baseball in 25 years.
Wow.
To be at his son's graduation.
It's a leadoff single for Albert Almora Jr.
And if you look at Almora, you see all the movement there. You see all that footwork. All that's telling you that he's going nowhere.
Strikeout for Hayward, and there is one away. 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks, and Quintana laying down the bunt. The sacrifice works, and there's a runner in scoring position with 2 away as we check in once again with Kevin Connors. Do business. The 1-2. Look out. Thank you, protective netting. The swing and a miss by Addison Russell. Turner one-hops it to Russell, who had him played perfectly. Kind of gives the rest of the league baseball envy. Another sharply hit ball to a perfectly positioned infielder. And it's a quick 5th for Jose Quintana. On a sharp hop to third, Turner on a tough chance, throws in the dirt, and Freese can't dig it out.
He has a rare start in that leadoff position. He's at a base hit.
Sounded like Bryant broke his bat. That drops into no man's land, and there are runners at the corners with nobody out. Here's where Hyun-Jin Ryu this year has been at his very stingiest. One of the best RBI men in the game. However, Anthony Rizzo lines the first pitch to third. Dodgers had him favoring the right side.
Look at this.
And it goes right into the hole. The Cubs have tied it on a 16-hopper cue shot off the end of the bat of Wilson Contreras.
Great eyes by Buster to notice that.
Into the right field corner. That could be trouble. Bellinger drifting over toward the line to make a great catch, but tagging is Bryant. And the Cubs, in a rather unorthodox manner, have taken a 2-1 lead.
Hard. But you've had great base running, you've had contact, you've pushed the ball the other way like that again.
Another great approach by Albert Almora, who's 2 for 3 today.
Turner's human. We have a shot. It gives you a little bit of hope, and boom, 2 runs.
Strikeout to Hayward ends the inning, but the damage done. 2 unearned runs on an error and 3 hits.
Didn't have a lot of command.
Bellinger with a bolt out to dead center field. Almora looking up, and it's tied. He is impossible to keep quiet for too long.
You know, spending some time. Oh, bullet.
And another hard hit ball off the bat of Chris Taylor. He's thinking about second. Bryant up and throwing, not in time.
He's had 9 home runs this season off the lefties. That was the 10th.
Muncy into center field. Taylor's being held at third. Muncy taking advantage of that and advancing to second on the throw home. How Joe Madden felt about the wall that Jose Quintana seemed to hit. He goes to Brandon Kinsler despite the fact that Russell Kinsler's 2-2, and Martin does indeed strike out, and this time with no tip.
How late it came. Garlick was actually in the batter's box, and now they've decided to intentionally walk him.
Yeah, Buster, I was going to say that interesting.
And Ryu does strike out. We'll start with Tim Collins, the new pitcher for Chicago.
Well, he's just had the 6 appearances so far.
2 interesting moves.
It all worked for Chicago. Wow. Second and third with nobody out, and the Dodgers are unable to score after the Bellinger homer.
Well, perhaps it may not be the right move.
First 3-ball count for Ryu. He's able to strike out Russell and make him look like he was playing a different sport.
It's a fastball in.
And it straightens him up to ring him up. Turner, despite Justin's protest, Cishek making his 30th appearance of the year here tonight. Turner bounces the ball to shortstop. Great play by Baez with plenty of time to get his man. Javi Baez made that look a lot easier than it should have.
Pitch, this should be.
What's that you were saying?
I think this is their best offensive chance to win the game here with Brian and Rizzo.
The 2-2. Got him looking.
And he hit it a long ways to that bullpen in right field.
Bounce toward the shift, and it still finds a hole into right field. So the 1-out single for Anthony Rizzo is his second of the game. Contreras into center. Verdugo started in and is still able to recover to put it away. Now that looked a little dicey for a moment. Couple of strikeouts for Ross Stripling as he sets the Cubs down without a run in the 8th. Of course, against Cishek. 13 of his 20 extra base hits come from those meetings at the end of that thing. Or sunflower seeds. Or whatever it was. Ranch?
Bacon ranch.
Bacon ranch.
Never even heard of.
The next 2-2. And Martin serves a little tennis lob into left. They're going to try it with Taylor. Throw to the plate. Gets away from Contreras, and the Dodgers have reclaimed the lead. Yields on the mound. A pitching change in favor of left-hander Kyle Ryan. It's like he's in the Y.A. Tittle mold. The bouncer to the right side. Russell gets the hitter for route number 2. Roberts has emptied his bench. Barnes sends a fly ball to left for Bryant. That retires the side, and the Cubs are looking at their last licks. We go to the 9th.
He had 2 of those last night, too.
It got everything. I got the shoulder, the neck, the face. Albert Almora Jr. is on base again. Man, that's singles in each of his last 3 at-bats. And the tying runs aboard to start the Cubs' ninth.
He said after the game that it was the issue was mechanics. So he came in early this morning, worked with pitching coach Rick Honeycutt.
Dodgers load up the right side of the infield. And Jansen loses Hayward on ball 4. This inning has begun for Kenley Jansen. Schwarber bounces it to the right side. The Dodgers settle for the 1-out at first. They crowd Caratini and the 2-strike pitch. Bounce back to Jansen coming home, where they get the out at the plate. Ball and 2 strikes to Baez. Into center field. Verdugo's got it, and the Dodgers hold on. A bit of a high wire act at the end of the night. But the end result is that the Dodgers survive a late rally by the Cubs. They hang on to a 3-2 victory.